We're back with some more yoga. Today we are going to do some animal poses, and then we're going to read a book, and you get to do the animal poses and make some animal sounds with the book. So the first pose that we're going to try out today is called cow pose. So we are going to come to our hands and knees, and you want your hands to be placed directly below your shoulders and your knees directly below your hips. And then you're going to look up at the ceiling and drop your belly down towards the floor. And this is cow pose. So think of a cow getting milked and your belly is the udders. All right? And then we're going to reverse it. So we're going to drop our head down to the floor. We're going to round our spines up. Anybody know what pose this might be? If you guessed cat, you're right. So let's go back into cow. You're going to look all the way up to the ceiling. Drop your belly down. And then you're going to drop your head down around your spine. And come into cat. One more time. Up to the ceiling. Being a cow. And then around your spine. And be a cat. All right. And then the next animal we're going to do is a pig. So we're going to lay on our backs. And we're going to bring our feet up. We're going to grab a hold of the outside edge of our feet. And we're going to roll around side to side like we're a pig rolling in the mud. All right. Everybody having fun? Rolling in the mud. We're going to get a lot of that with our April showers. All right. And then, how about we be a dog? So, for a dog, we're going to come to our hands and knees again. This time, you're going to put your hands slightly ahead of your shoulders. You're going to spread your fingers so they look like this, all the way apart. You're going to curl your toes under and come up into downward facing dog pose. So now you're a dog. You want to stretch your spine, push your heels into the floor, and reach your bum towards the wall, or the back of you, and then come back down. All right. And then, what other animals can we do? How about we try to be a horse? So to be a horse, we're going to stand up, bring our feet together. I'm going to move up a little bit. Stand up, bring our feet together, stand really tall, and then you're going to step backwards. Just a little bit of a step, not a big step. You're going to bring your hands to your hips, fold yourself forward, and if you can, bring your hands to the floor and drop your head. And now you're going to be a horse, pretending to graze on the grass. Yum, yum, yum. Nice, good grass. All right, and then come back up standing and bring your foot forward. Now, the one thing about yoga is that if you do one side, you always have to do the other side. Otherwise, you'll be crooked all day. So this time, we're going to bring our hands to our hips. I'm going to step back with the other foot and reach forward, folding. Bring your hands to the floor and drop your head and eat some more grass. Yum, 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 yum. Lots of good grass. And then come back up standing and bring your feet back together. All right, and then we're going to be a rhinoceros. So we're going to stand with our feet together, nice and tall. We're going to bring our hands all the way up and interlock our fingers so they look like this, so you have one finger pointing straight up. And that can be your rhinoceros horn. And then you're going to drop your shoulders and be really, really tall. And then come back down. How about we do that one again? So we stand nice and tall, bring our arms all the way up, point our index fingers all the way to the ceiling, drop our shoulders, and then come back down. All right, and the last animal that we're going to be is a duck. So to be a duck, you're going to step your feet so they're slightly wider than shoulder width. You're going to tip your toes out so that they're facing this way. You're going to place your hands on your hip. And you're going to sit into your chair. And if you want, you can bring your hands here or here, wherever they're comfortable. So you're like a duck waddling around. Quack, quack. And then come back up and come back. All right. So I'm going to call off some of the poses. And you guys are going to come into the poses as I call them off, just so we can review them before we read our story. Okay? So, oh, I forgot an animal. We have a sheep. So, how about we go into cow pose? And then I'll teach you how to do sheep. So, your cow pose, remember your hands are below your shoulders, and you're going to bring your head up and drop your belly down. And you're in your cow pose. Now, if you bring your head so that it's straight and your back is flat, this is what we're going to use for a sheep. So then do you remember how to do cat? Do you drop your head down and round your spine all the way up? All right. And what about dog pose? Can you go into dog pose for me? All right, so you're going to curl your toes under, reach your spine all the way back, push your bum up into the air, and extend through your spine and push your heels into the floor. All right, and then come back down. And so we've done cow, cat, sheep, dog. What about, can you show me how to do a rhinoceros? Do you remember how to do rhinoceros? Did we stand all the way up nice and tall with our feet together and bring our arms all the way up? Point our fingers all to the ceiling, our index finger to the ceiling. And that's our rhinoceros horn. And then come back down. And duck. Can you do duck pose for me? You're going to spread your legs really wide apart. Twist your feet out. Bring your hands to your hips and sit down into your chair like you're a duck. Quack, quack. All right, and last one is horse. Do you remember how to do horse? So for horse, we stood with our feet together. We took a step back. Bring our hands to our hips. Fold forward. Bring our hands to the floor. And drop our heads all the way down. And eat some grass. And then we're going to come back up. And of course, we have to do the other side too. So we're going to step back with the other foot. And fold yourself forward. Hands to the floor, and drop your head. Yum, 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 eating lots of grass. And then come back up, and come back to your feet together. All right, who is ready for a story? So we're gonna read Moo Baa La La La. All right? So when I say the animal that's in the story, you guys need to do the yoga pose, and then you can make the noises, okay? Are you ready? A cow says, so you're going to go into cow pose. So remember, cow pose is hands and knees, looking up to the ceiling, dropping your belly down to the floor. And what sound does a cow make? Moo. A sheep says, all right, do you remember how to do sheep? So you're going to flatten your back out. You're going to look straight to the floor. And what sound does the sheep make? Does the sheep say, baa? And 3 singing pigs. Do you remember pig pose? We didn't review that one. So with pig pose, you're going to lay on your back. You're going to grab your feet with the outside of your feet with your hands. And what do singing pigs say? They say, la, la, la. Is that really what pigs say? No, you say, that isn't right. The pigs, are you still in pig pose? Say oink all day and night. Are you ready? Rhinoceroses. You're going to stand nice and tall, bring your hands up over your head, point your fingers to the ceiling. And what do rhinoceroses say? They snort and snuff. Can you make rhinoceros noises? All right. And little dogs go into dog pose. So remember, you're going to come onto your hands and knees, curl your toes under, lift your bum up to the ceiling, and reach all the way to the back with your heels. And little dogs say, ruff, ruff, ruff. Some other dogs say bow, wow, wow. And cats and kittens, all right, into cat pose. So you're gonna come back down to your hands and knees and round your spine up and look down to the floor. What do cat and kittens say? Do they say meow? Are you ready? Quack, says the duck. Into duck pose. So you're gonna stand with your feet wide apart, point your toes out, and you're gonna sit into your duck pose. Great. A horse says, what sound does a horse make? All right, so come into horse pose. So you're gonna stand with your feet together. You're gonna step backwards. You're gonna put your hands on your hips and you're gonna fold yourself forward and drop your head to the floor. Just like you're eating grass. And make horse sounds. What do horses say? Neigh! It's quiet now. What do you say? All right, great job, guys. So I want you to come sit on the floor with your legs crossed like I am. And then if you want, you can close your eyes. Bring your hands to your knees. They can preferably up. And we're going to pretend we're ducks. And we're sitting on a pond. And it's nice and calm on the pond. And we're just floating around. And what do we see in the pond? Are there swans with us? And maybe some fish? Maybe some frogs? You can wiggle your toes like you're wading through the water like a duck. And then take a nice deep breath in and a breath out. And just float along. Maybe you have little ducklings behind you. And you're going to breathe in again and out. And one last time and out again. Good job. Have fun today. Bye.